Jaheira, Boo is trying his best to explain, but I still do not understand your anger.
Do not hide behind your hamster, Ranger. You do not understand because you do not listen. We were the first to discover the cult. And if you had only waited, we might have marshaled our numbers and—
Good does not wait for evil to button up its breeches. When it offers buttocks for the smacking, Minsk and Boo greet cheek with hand.
Now that sounds like a fun evening.
It is well that Boo's innocent ears still ring from all this shouting.
this mess falls on our heads, Minsk. The city under siege, its people poisoned by the cult. It all might have been avoided if you had just put your feelings aside and listened.
Or the trail would have ended there, instead of leading you to Ketheric, the prison, me.
I have seen too much to believe destiny has taken our side. Blind luck, perhaps. The point remains. You meant well, Minsk. But you exposed the city to harm. You helped the cult spread. And worse, perhaps than any of this, you forced me to leave you behind.
But this is where Minsk falls short of the understanding, Jaheira. What else is a berserker for, if not to charge into danger ahead of his Waclaren?
The Wicklaren, wise women of Rashomon, each bonded to a berserker bodyguard for life. There is no higher title nor deeper bond in all of Rashomon custom.
Wiclaren? Minsk, I am not your witch. You are not my bodyguard. This is not some high lodge of your homeland.
Boo agrees you're a queer kind of witch. But this city is a queer place. And Minsk, you may have noticed, is sometimes strange himself. The titles matter not. Only this. When Minsk does as Minsk does, and charges in to make a mess, Jaheira does as Jaheira does, and finds a way to save us all anyway.
I suppose there is some twisted logic at play there.
Is there? Wonderful. Another Minsk in the making.
Ha! Not without a companion, I'm afraid. Boo will ask some of his sewer-dwelling friends.
I am your friend, Ranger. I am not your witch. There will be no ointments or healing balms.
Not even for Boo?
And Jaheira does have another little bit of extra dialogue for us.
The cub speaks.
Cub?
Not so much a term of age or affection as simple old habit. You object?
Not so long as I get to call you Crow.
The cub and the crow. Sounds like a cautionary tale, as it probably should.
Back in Wormsrock, if you help the wood elf.
Close your eyes and listen.
Close your eyes and they'd listen.
You see only darkness. Her voice shines through it, warmer than the sun, yet cooler than night.
The all-being. Here, there is no suffering. Here, you want for nothing. Here, you are anything. You have one word. Tell me, what will you be?
Minsk.
You are Minsk. You are the most Minsk. Wherever you go, there is only Minsk. Every step, every breath, every thought shall be the Minsk est.
Your flesh shivers, your heart bursts. True ecstasy for one fleeting moment.
Open your eyes. I'll remember you, and you'll remember me.
But it is a fine thing to walk with friends beneath the warming sun.
Friends might be a stretch, but otherwise, Yes, I fully agree.
You might have your cloudy locks to keep the heat off your head.
So are its
But
people.
do not forget that Minsk has Boo.
We must.
We will be like twins, eh?
Ballroom's impotent godlings have failed to staunch.
We will? God, 200 years and I've never missed seeing my reflection
It was
more.
half that the 10 day ago.
Come.
Go, Berserker. Do as you do best. But this time, in the name of murder. Stumble on, Rashomon Wanderer. Murder well in his name.
While trying to find more material on things that are exclusive to Minsk, I did forget to show the Blackguard's sword when I was looting this guy way back in the Murder Tribunal. This is the entity that requires you to bring him hands of victims for the Baldur Tribunal, and you get Dazing Smite. On a hit infused with one of your smites, the target must succeed a Constitution saving throw or become dazed. While it does have the extra ability of Dazing Smite, I am more interested in the plus 1d4 necrotic damage, though it's still not going to be a weapon we use. Daze itself just says that the entity, the target, loses dexterity bonus to their AC and has disadvantage on wisdom saving throws. Not that big a deal. Well, of course, we are going to help ourselves to that.
The mistress of disease loves us all.
Ah, the smell of fresh blood spilled on stone. It reminds me of the tunnels within my home of Kalir.
I would like to visit your home one day, Lizelle. Where is Kalir?
You may know it as Stardock, an asteroid, one of the tears of Selûne. Its tunnels are home to all manner of creatures to hunt. Vicious, unrelenting. The sort of place I imagine you'd take to, Minthara.
This isn't necessarily part of the Astarion questline, but we did end up happening across these monsters near the Baldur's Gate waypoint, so let's go ahead and take care of them.
Another transformation. The brain must be doing this of its own
Them in the
volition.
Underdark.
The restraints on its behavior seem to have eroded.
We all start surprised again, and the way the game engine runs is it'll still hand the turn over to that player for a moment, and then the surprise then wears off and goes to the next character. If the game engine were a little smoother, they would just negate all of that. It's kind of like how when you've noticed multiple enemies doing a dash and then running, that's good. Do more like that. I grew up, playing games in the 80s, and the turn-based is not something new to me. However, one of the aspects of older turn-based games was each battle action was typically instant. What I mean is you might press and hold, say, in the direction of the enemy until he dies. And that might take 3 seconds to do 15 attacks. Same thing for going across the world. There's maybe a tile grid-based, think Ultima games, before the 3D graphics stuff. You just press and hold in one direction and bam, you're on the other side of the continent. Okay, I'm not sure what... Oh, just warp the camera back to this side over here. We'll have Minthara go first, and have her warp in this direction. I thought she... Yeah, there's Misty Step. There's 2 of them to deal with over there. Astarion, do you have Dimension Door on you? No, I must have passed that to someone else. What are you, Housen? What do you have on you? You have Celestial Haste. We might utilize that. Maybe even combine it with Hold Monster. While this is a concentration spell, once we've moved the speed we needed to, we can just dispel that concentration. So that might be something we think about doing. Try to protect as many people as possible. Whether or not it matters is irrelevant. And yes, we are neutral evil, but that doesn't mean stupid evil. So now we can try Hold Person, and yeah, that will break our concentration on this. However, the thing about Celestial Haste is that it doesn't give us stun or lethargy. Is that how you say it? Afterwards. 55% chance. Sure, let's give it a shot. Okay. Success. Alright, as for this one, let me think what we can do about him. We could try telekinetically throwing him across the battlefield. I guess he... Oh, there it is. Succeeded on saving throw. There it is. We'll try that again. I figured it was just a delay, because sometimes there's a delay when the game wants to do something, especially when you're attacking multiple times a turn. There we go. You'll hear some swinging. That's just someone attacking a training dummy back there. Looks like Astarion's the only person that can move at this point. He's stuck behind someone. That's one of the aspects of having such a large party, is when you warp places.
It's here. Stay away from the gate.
He's held. There's not much he can do. I mean, he could break free, technically. So we'll go ahead and start working on dispatching this guy. We get 1 XP for that. That's ridiculous, considering we'll fight bats with like 1 HP and they'll give us 210 XP.
is growing in power.
Where we need to go is, since we're going to do the Astarion mission next, there's really only one way I know how to get there. There might be other avenues, but we're going to warp to the lower city central wall. And then we climb up this tower. If it weren't for the quest tracker, I wouldn't really know how you're supposed to find this place. The tower itself, it says Central Watchtower, yet this is the way I'm supposed to go to reach Cazador. Sure. At the very top of the tower is a chest, locked chest. You might find some arrows or something. Nothing major. So we'll just go ahead and step out here. If you use Astarion, which we'll go ahead and use for the first one.
I can sneak in here. Security shouldn't be too tight. A few charmed innocents, maybe.
You don't actually discover that they're charmed, and that does cut off some very, very minor dialogue changes later on. So we'll just go ahead and use Astarion first, then I'll show you the way we'll take.
Won't tell us how Gortash died, though, will?
Master Astarion. But the time is almost here. You should be at the ritual. Hurry! The palace is being sealed. You must not be late. You must not anger the master.
I'll hurry up.
Be quick.
And we get the key. He also has a key to a chest, a traveler's chest in this next room. But let's go ahead and load and get them to reveal that they're charmed. This time we'll take a non-Astarion character and bring them up the ladder first, starting the dialogue. Because they're charmed, we can actually cast Calm Emotion on them and get them uncharmed. if you start battle with them first, they do have their own unique quips about that, if they're cured during battle.
This is the palace of Cazador Szarr. Entry is forbidden. Leave now, citizen.
The guard's words are clear, but spoken without thought or intent. Behind her eyes, you see nothing. She must be one of the charmed thralls Astarion mentioned.
One of the cool things is both of these do result in her acting differently. If you pick this one, she'll just say, hey, you're welcome here. If you pick this one, she will not speak to you again because it's exactly this.
Another word from you, and you'll fly out of this tower.
She pauses for a moment, but keeps her mouth shut. It seems you're free to enter.
You can also see visually that they're oh, let me turn off Aura of Murder. You can now see that they're charmed. If you don't do this, you don't actually get to ask about that in the later dialogue in the Cazador mansion. Again, it's a very, very minor dialogue change. Where's Will? There you are. We're gonna go ahead and cast Calm Emotion and get these guys out of here. It's not necessary. When you finish this area, they'll have despawned or left. But that's heroism.
How long have I been here?
Serve him.
God's gone. My husband will be so worried.
Serve him. Gods, I need to go. I need to get home.
While you can't attempt to talk to them before they run away, they just say the exact same dialogue as if they were charmed. You're not expected to interact with them afterwards. This dude, he wandered off with his key. She has a note on her that says don't allow anybody injury. The key that guy has in the corner is for this chest right here. We can also see some rules for the palace servants, which is basically keep your eyes down and be respectful to the vampire lord. Chamberlain Dufay is kind of like an interesting little side story here. The game does explain what's going on, but it's up to you to kind of piece it together, and I kind of like that storytelling here. I'll explain it what I think happened when we get there. For this next segment, if we move too far, Shadowheart's hand will hurt and it'll interrupt their banter here. So let me just take one step and stop.
So, Astarion, vampire dens. What should I expect?
Vampires would be a safe bet.
Hilarious. You belong on stage. Perhaps the blood-stained sort, with a hooded man standing by, axe in hand.
So long as there's a cheering crowd. As for vampire dens, I'd brace your nose. They can be very organic.
The door itself is locked, but it automatically unlocks when Astarion walks near it. It only happens for Astarion.
Well, that's suspiciously welcoming.
The game has this problem with empty pouches all over the world. I suspect that they just never populated these, but this is literally a hidden pouch hidden behind this fern, and there's nothing in it. There's so many of these empty pouches throughout the Baldur's Gate.
I always wondered what a vampire's lair would look like. Can't say I pictured it being quite this theatrical.
I find it surprisingly similar to Queen Vlaakith's aesthetic.
That makes sense. She does have a flair for the dramatic.
There's about 3 party member quips, and we might be able to trigger them all in this region when we walk back and forth later. But for now, let's go ahead and move forward. 17 is some sort of magic number. I don't know what this has to do with anything. I can't think of anything that requires 17. However, this may be relation to a puzzle that was nerfed out of the game. We're just going to go ahead and leave this alone. None of the other characters have anything to say about this place.
Bless us, Master. May we be worthy of you.
It's just a servant mumbling to himself. And that rolling is Tran detecting someone with his invisible eye. But yeah, none of the other characters have anything to say, but we can talk to Astarion for a little bit more dialogue.
So this is it. I'm home. There's the same fading carpet. The same tasteless art. Nothing's changed. But gods, everything feels different.
What's it like being back?
It does feel strange. Breaking into your own home, especially if murder's on your mind. Then again, this is hardly the strangest thing we've done together. Although it could be the most satisfying.
Are the servants charmed, like the guards in the tower?
Oh no. It's much worse than that. They're fanatics. Here of their own free will, and utterly devoted to Cazador. Each one came to our door, and begged to be given his eternal gift. They're sure he'll turn them if they serve him well enough. He'd almost feel sorry for the poor, deluded souls. But they're idiots, who brought this upon themselves, so don't.
That would be correct. You can cast Calm Emotion on the servants here, and that doesn't affect them. And if you reveal your hand saying that you're here to kill Cazador, they will try to help the guards in the mansion. If they see you fighting the guards in the mansion, they will also try to help. So yes, they are actually against you.
So what's the plan?
If my dear siblings were right, Cazador's hiding somewhere below the palace. After so many years, I would have spotted any secret tunnels out here. The only place that was off limits to us was his study. If the entrance is anywhere, it'll be there, through the ballroom.
Are you sure about this? You don't have to face him.
I've never been less sure of anything. But if I don't face him now, I never will. I'll spend the rest of my life running, watching the shadows, never feeling safe. No. This has to happen. Here and now. Also, there's a small matter of all that power I can steal from the bastard. So that'll be nice.
By picking that dialogue option, we actually cut ourselves out of following up on that later on. Moving forward, I'll be running a playthrough where we didn't ask this of him.
I want to ask you something else.
Then ask. Quickly.
Just messing with you. Let's go.
May we be if Minsk had any hairs on his head, this place would set them all as standing. And look how Boo punches his hackles.
We three have come through darker places than this together, Minsk. And hamsters don't have hackles.
Does Jahira not set your heart at ease, Boo? It is comforting to know that one so wise can be so wrong.
Must be perfect. Another guest for the Master's celebration. I'm afraid you're too late. You'll have to... Master Astarion? What are you doing here? Why aren't you downstairs?
Well, obviously I'm on my way down now. So if you could just point us in the right direction.
But you're too late. The doors have been sealed. The ritual is about to begin.
So unseal the doors and let us in.
It's too late. Godi has sealed the doors and will not open them until the ritual is complete.
Cazador gave the key to Godi. And where is this sadistic old sack of bones?
It does not matter. You're too late. The Master will be so angry that you missed the ritual. He will do such terrible, terrible things to you. I do not have any more time to waste. There is too much to do, too much to prepare.
You mean like what, polishing the candles or something? That's your overwhelming need to, instead of escorting Astarion, who is a vital component to the ritual that they've begun for some reason. I understand that there is claim here that there's an alternative plan, but keep in mind that the door is sealed at this point. It's not sealed very well, but it's sealed at this point. And the alternative plan is on the other side of that ceiling. So yeah, none of this scene makes any sense to me.
Tonight he ascends. Tonight we shall see his true form.
This is the Chamberlain's office. Provender Ledger. A ledger listing and tracking inventory of goods in regular use at the Szarr Palace, with categories for food and drink for servants and guests. Cleaning supplies including alchemical bloodstain remover from bone clothes, opaque heavy curtains, candles of different sizes in yellow tallow and red and black wax, leather straps with buckles, balms and oils, and regular deliveries of Baldur's mouth broadsheets. Oh, also, a mysterious elixir with 10 turns of feigned death. We want to take that with us. That'll be useful for explaining what's going on. Queen of Kingpins. This is always here. It does not appear to be random loot. Apparently, he's just very interested in the guild. We've seen that book a few times before. Sometimes when you're near a secret room, you can tell there's a room in there because it makes a gradient around your character to show what's behind the wall. But you can't always rely on that. Such as if I walk over here, you can see that we still see that same idea. But it is one of the strategies you can use for finding secret rooms. We can actually just walk on through, and bam. Here we find a smoking corpse of a werewolf. My darling Dufay.
My darling Dufay, despite all your promises that when we went to the afterlife we'd go together, you went without me. Or did you? I found your body in the empty bottle. I know you took a potion, but was it poison or something else? Here are 2 more identical bottles. I'm going to drink one of them, and then I'll join you one way or another. I love you for eternity. Luriana, the werewolf.
Key to the private room.
Whatever killed this werewolf burned it up from the inside. Its throat and innards are more liquid than solid.
Oops, darn it, I didn't want Halson.
Oakfather preserve you.
It's always Halson. This would also lead us to another room, but it's being blocked by a chest. We can just pick it up and drag it away, or we can just be more barbaric about it. Oh, I lost the ability to click on it. Hold on, there we go. We can also just smash it, which our character actually wanders to the other side correctly. That's so weird. We do have the key to that, which Shadowheart has taken from Tran. It's all kinds of madness, and there's Boo right there. I'm surprised this wicker chest survived my Trident of Doom here. We have a... Okay, Halson, he still wants me to click on him.
What's that?
The Cordis Sune, which I'm guessing is a reference to the Kama Sutra book. It has some funny names, like the Bugbear Bend and Underdark Choke. Alright. Threading the weave and transitive plane. Okay, I guess I can kind of see that. And then it says, have some tea and nice relaxing time afterwards. What we really need is this book hidden here beneath the bed. Dufay's diary. This is the fallback plan, I suppose, for Astarion not being present. But again, they've already sealed the ritual doors. What? Why? I know enough about what the Master has in mind with his ritual that I refuse to be the stand-in for that missing brat Astarion. Even if Cazador finds my body, the potion Bonecloaks sold me is promised to provide a convincing illusion of death, especially since I'll leave behind a lookalike potion of acid poison. My one regret is dear Luriana, but I simply cannot trust her with the secret of my one chance of escape. When the potion wears off, Cazador will have ascended and will have need of my services, or he will be no more, and mastering the palace will fall to me. We find his body right here. However, I don't think he's actually taken the potion, because one, we did find the potion of feigned death right here. And he's talked about the bottles. Hold on, I thought there was... Oh, it's right here. So yeah, the bottles do look alike. It looks like he's just completely confused which bottle to take, which sounds so stupid as a plan. However, here's the thing. It's a feigned death for 10 turns. The game also used as cast spell, so you would imbibe it onto another person, such as Will here. They'd only be out for 10 turns. Somehow I think the ritual is going to take longer to do than that, but okay. Of interest, by the way, is when you pick up the body, whoever's carrying him will be steaming, and if you just shove him somewhere, like we'll put it inside this cabinet instead of this rosewood coffin. The cabinet will become steaming. I don't think you can see it actually because it's too large. Just put it in the coffin then. Because I also tried shoving him into this pantry nearby the bed, the nightstand, and the nightstand became steaming. Wait, why are you not doing it anymore? Oh, sure, game, you turned me into a liar. I know for sure it's been going on before. So weird. Okay, fine. I'm 100% sure that was a thing before. That was everything on the upper floor. Unless there's more hidden rooms I didn't notice.
The inscription on this bust reads Mordok Salanmir. One of Cazador's ancestors, perhaps?
Oh, let's try to go back upstairs even though I was clicking over here.
That door is saturated with necrotic magic. Best keep my distance.
Got Sinister Seal. Dark energy envelops this door. When you open it, you take some necrotic damage. There's also kind of we'll call it a bomb inside that does necrotic damage. You can cast Remove Curse on the door and you won't take any damage. We'll investigate that room in a little bit here. Funny enough, nobody else seems to care.
Behold! One of Cazador's cheapest tricks. An illusionary wall. Behind it is the Kennel. A fetid little cell he'd throw us into when displeased.
Master not feed wolf to stupid spawn. Sit. Will not stand. Sit.
Master. This is where the spawn were kept. When we were getting nigh the cat.
Tonight he changes. Stop! No more squeaking.
So many people are just talking. I don't think you should be able to hear them, especially since you have trouble hearing your own teammates and your camera so much as pans in another room. But I'm hearing all these other people in the other rooms of the mansion talking.
So much to do, so much to prepare.
Wolves will not obey. Alpha.
We did pick up 2 books in the previous room. That should be everything of note in this room. Okay, let's go and take a look. Those 2 books we found in the normal dormitory. Blood donors. Whoops, I didn't mean to drop. Alright, let's try that again. Reading. Cazador's finest. When you're on the hunt, take prey by preference from the city's lower classes. Creatures may smell better, but it will attract unwanted attention if too many aristocrats have vanished when they're out slumming. In the last month, you already brought in a Delasker, a Jasso, and an Othu. And now 3 wealthy families are up in arms. Watch it. Diary of Leon Onufru. Final page. Ever since the master turned me and forced me to bring Victoria along to the palace, I've had to be his best hunter. Just so I could stay in here with my daughter and keep her away from the other spawn. I don't like the way Violet looks at her, not at all. When I ask what the master what he plans to do with Victoria, Cazador just gives me that wicked smile. Next time I go out on a hunt, I must talk to Figaro to finalize the deal for Victoria's escape disguise. If only there's enough time before this ritual master talks about. And then we have this one that we found in this room, Favoured Spawn Ledger. Favoured Spawn, Cazador's best prey hunters who are entitled to stay in the special bedchamber year to date. Leon, Violet won once, and then Leon won the remaining times.
Stupid blaster forward.
This is where this Leon guy, that's one of the people that attacked us at night, I believe, was keeping his daughter Victoria safe. We also have this room to the kennel. This, as we ran past it, it was actually an illusionary wall like this.
I'm so tired. But it'll be over soon.
Cazador's famous tricks. He said it with a bit of mockery there.
Master favors. I smell a trap.
If you go up to this trap, Godfrey will, or Godi, I'm sorry, will, I guess, reveal himself to you, but we might as well go ahead and talk to him right now. Get a little bit extra dialogue.
I know you're there, Golly. Stop skulking and show yourself.
You always were sharp, little one. Sharp enough to cut yourself.
It's taking everything I have not to grind your rotten carcass to dust.
Don't be mad at Godi, child. I only did my job. Only kept you in line.
You tortured us. For days at a time.
Oh, yes. And you sang so sweetly for me. None of the others screamed like you did. But you're home now, and you brought me a treat, eh? A new friend for Godi.
Cazador hired me to capture Astarion. I'm here to deliver.
But you're too late to see the Master. The doors are sealed. He will not be disturbed.
Doors can be unsealed. Just give us the key and we'll show ourselves in.
Godi will not open them for anyone, much less for you.
Your master needs Astarion for the ritual. He'll be furious if you stop us from joining him.
Godi was wondering about that. Godi knows the Master was searching for Astarion. He must have forgotten Astarion was lost. Here. Here it is. Now go to him. Help him achieve his destiny.
Oh, we sure will.
There is so much to do, so much to prepare.
The Szarr family ring always ends up on Astarion, which I think is kind of a cute touch. This ring carries the symbol of the Szarr family and has an inscription of some crusty old language. Well, that's something for a description. I ended up clicking Halson yet again.
With haste.
This next room is going to be a bit tougher to deal with, and we can cast Remove Curse. I kind of wonder if we shouldn't, though, because I've always enjoyed the idea of using Gale's corpse as a weapon of destruction, and in this room, we can do just that. But let's see here. What do you have any resistances when you are elemental form? You have poison resistance or immunity. Alright. I guess we'll just...
What a charmer.
You know what? Let's unbind Boo so Boo does not walk in. We'll go ahead and let Minsk step in. Can we cast a protection spell on you, actually?
I'm ready. Whatever it takes.
The simplest way really is to just cast Remove Curse. But in case you don't have that, for whatever reason, I am trying to show you other things you could do. Protection or poison, protection or energy, acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder. Not necrotic, however. Now, it doesn't look like any of those things give me that advantage or resistance to necrotic damage. Okay, whatever. There's also elixirs. Can I... No, I cannot head back to camp from here. That's fine. I'm not too worried about it. He'll take the damage like a champ.
Oh, he's feeling exhausted. And so is Minsk. Magic.
See, remember when I said that if I pan in the wrong room, you don't hear them? That's it. But I can hear everybody else just muttering at the top of their lungs. Come on, game. That was damage separate from this aura. So walking into this aura will inflict damage. So take a look at our corpse. Victoria, remember to read that ancient language book. You'll need to know some of the vocabulary to be able to move freely within the palace. Father. Okay. We can take this, and it's still going to be cursing us. However, we can shove it into a container and then worry about the rest of the room in a little bit here. Again, you can just cast Remove Curse on her body. I think we also may have missed a book in one of the earlier Chamberlain rooms, so I'll take a look for that. Let's get Astarion in there. I don't want to have everybody run into the room because they might walk in this realm and get a little bit of damage.
What in the hells is happening here? I entertained our guests here until Cazador appeared and took them away. But I never saw anything like this. Whatever happened to that girl, it wasn't good.
I think his dialogue is slightly different if the body is still there when he walks in. Find the Helmet of Grit. This sounds like a really powerful item. When the wearer has 50% hit points or less, they have an additional bonus action. Nice. And just slap that on Jaheira for the time being. I mean, she probably won't be at half hit points right now. But we could actually just we could make her half hit points by walking close enough to that, actually. Should we? I kind of want to do that.
So much to prepare.
Sure, let's do that. I have her just walk over there while we
Haven't sprouted roots just yet.
go over to Minx. Pass the book over to Astarion because I want his voice line for it. And you drink a couple of potions. Alright, Jaheira's going to take enough damage to get down to about 60 hit points. Need just a little more. Alright, that looks good. Okay, let's head back upstairs. And we can find out what we're supposed to do with all of these items we've been picking up. I may have missed a book in the Chamberlain's room.
Bless us, Master. May we be worthy of you.
There's a note right there. That's probably it. That's probably what I was thinking of. The ballroom door.
Chamberlain Dufay. The Kazakhstan dictionary we use to train new servants on how to operate the ballroom door has gone missing. My signet ring alone won't do the job. Please have the servants sort this out. It shouldn't be my problem to solve. Godi.
Godi, the servants and I are thoroughly busy preparing for the Master's celebration. Get your bones out of the kennel and search every chamber on the vampire spawn level. And quickly, find that book. We did come across the dictionary and we do need the signet ring. That explains why we wanted it. As for handing it over to Astarion, whoever reads the book will get a little voice line. The book is a dictionary of ancient Kazakhstan language from the distant land of Karatur. Flipping through the pages, you find certain words and phrases underlined. Open, enter, beware, forbidden, seal.
I know this Kozakuran. It's the same dusty old language on the Szarr signet ring.
Okay, we have now accomplished everything. Let's head on over back to the front hall and then we'll make a save.
Everything must be clean. Everything must be perfect.
On this door, it looks like we have little rodents. They're not hamsters though, because hamsters don't have tails like that.
The door is covered in intricate text, but you can't see anywhere a key might fit. Only a small round hollow engraved with a family crest. Looking closer, you recognize the writing. It's the same Kozakuran script from the dictionary you found.
Press the Szarr signet ring against the hollow and read the door's inscription aloud.
The ring slots perfectly into place, and the door swings open.
can't be here. No one in, no one out.
You're new. Cazador never kept guard dogs before.
The runaway spawn. You reek of the Master's scent. Come with us. Come to Master.
Excuse me? I will not be ordered around my own house by some blow-in mutt.
We bring you to him. We get his favor.
Astarion, your role is going to be very important. We got to keep these wolves from doing anything. Go and dread ambush you for the first shot. Then we might as well just use the Arrow of Many again. The rats and stuff are scattered. The reason why the wolves are the biggest problem is they actually will give everything around them 20 extra hit points. We want to avoid that. There's still a rat over there, not a big deal. Okay, that rat is now gone. Might be able to bounce up to 3. There we go. Oh, we still actually got a lot. Finish off the wolf. And if you can move close enough, you can stab this guy. No, you cannot. And you're done with your turn. Minthara.
Bless us, Master.
To arms! Wait, no. To swords!
These guys are immune to normal physical attacks, but we can still afflict them with with things such as frightened or noxious fumes. Just fly Tran in. Activate Aura of Murder. That was not a fly, but it should be okay. Sometimes that servant will join in the battle, but we managed to not alert him to this. We'll go and shut the door behind us. There's nothing on these corpses except for this one has a letter. I'll let you read it if you wish to. I don't know why sometimes they get doubled items. And then this body here does not really have anything to say, but we can still speak to the dead him as long as I can find it there. Right there.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
What were you doing here?
Enjoying party, drinking, talking.
Talking about what?
Work, counting house, who controls what, wanted names of senior staff, families, any scandals, secrets.
Who else was here?
Politicians, minor nobles, fist officers, all sorts.
What did he want with these people?
Information. Asked so many questions. Power structures in city. Weaknesses. Who he needed to control.
Who killed you?
Wolves. Arrived when our host left. Slaughtered us.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
Okay, I get that this is an aristocratic society, so nobles have a lot of extra leverage, but if the Fist cannot identify murder has happened here in a grand scale, they aren't even trying. Because if let's say that there's 30 people, we'll give it a very modest number, 30 people, and they all say that they're going to a fancy dance party at the Szarr family mansion, and then none of them come back. You don't think that's easy to figure out for anybody? Really? And it would just take a little bit to notice that, oh, Blooncloak's selling them blood removal potion. It's a very specific kind of potion there. Okay, there's a secret door here, but to open it, I only know of one way, which is to push the button in this room. So for the time being, we'll ignore that secret door as we explore everything over there. This is just a random book. I mean, it's not random. It's always going to be that book, but we've seen it around before. Climbing this ladder will give us access to a key. I don't know if you can actually access this attic through any other way. I ask that or wonder about that because there's buttons to lead you back out, but that might just be for lore building. This button leads into a dark, dank, dusty attic with a bunch of coffins. Another, I think this is I'm pretty sure this is empty as well. It said 1 gold there and didn't have a number next to the container. Yep, another empty sack. Okay, game. Some garlic, interesting choice. A button hidden behind these crates. We'll just take Tran up on this one. If it's locked, I'll bring it down to Astarion or something. So all the way up here, we'll find a key, as well as a bed. It suggests that someone's been trapped or living up here. A pouch with a key in it, and just a plain loot, nothing special. Okay, so now Z is fly, but I didn't do anything. I didn't load the game or anything since he did his jump. There's not much else that I have seen in this room. I haven't seen any sort of entrance, but there are buttons that allow you to open the doors on the way through. Again, that might just be for lore building purposes. So I don't know why they'd bother, considering we're going to pick up some notes that suggest that this place isn't as nice as it appears. You think the coffins give it away, huh? This door will lift up in a little bit here, after a couple seconds. And then you have to press the button twice, so we'll go and press the button preemptively. The first button press is probably to likely flag the game as closing the door, which is already closed. We'll find a key to Cazador's dungeon here, as well as an amazing amount of money. You ready for this one? 250 gold! Wow! Thanks, game. I'm so impressed. We need to press the button again. Grab that and just get out of here before it lifts back up. 3 notes that I remember. Yeah, that's just a regular one right there. And the last note should be in the very first room. Alright, I don't really know the order of months in this game, so we'll just read it in this order. Alturiac. Until I was 13 years of age, I didn't know that Uncle Cazador was a vampire. That indeed my entire family were vampires, going back generations. Growing up on the Szarr country estate near Angavled, raised by old family servants, I rarely visited our city palace in Baldur's Gate, and when I did, I couldn't wait to leave and return to the country. The city palace straddling the wall between upper and lower city was more than creepy. It was somehow chilling. Wait. Oh yeah, okay, that's not the right book. It's this one right there. Okay, we got some more letters. That we've already read that one. So these are the... Okay, sorry about that. Flame Rule. I succumbed. I am a vampire and damned. I cursed the name of Szarr and reject it. Now I stay in the attic by choice and write my little histories. I am Lady Incognita. Amanita is no more. Uncle Cazador made me a vampire, but I refused to participate in the family rites. He gave me the hunger, but he could not break my will. He had Blovart imprison me in the attic. I weakened. They sent up human blood, and eventually I drank it. For a year, they stopped sending anything. They tore at the walls in frustration. Then, they sent up a bound captive. On my 13th birthday, I was summoned to the city palace by Uncle Cazador. Old Drossel hitched a team to the best carriage and drove me to Black Dragon Gate. I was met by porters on the litter to carry me through the upper city to Szarr Palace. The Chamberlain was waiting to conduct me to the ballroom, a chamber mysterious to me, as I'd never been allowed to enter before. Okay, I'm guessing that one was when she became a vampire. Favoured Spawn ledger. Okay, these are the notes that we've gotten from this attic. Let's go ahead and just send most of this stuff to camp. Organize this in the line like that, and any other notes we'll have will just be there. Everybody climb back down. Everybody's just staying here for a second. Tran's gonna step out. None of the bodies will have anything else, so we can ignore all this. There's some sheet music there, but it doesn't actually have music on it. Stay in from this. Minx, since you're the second player, go ahead and push this button. You can't shoot this. While you can target it, it doesn't trigger by shooting it. By hitting this button, it'll close this door, but more importantly, it'll open this door. Go and head over here and hit this button, which will do the inverse, allowing me to bring everybody over. Okay. Now everybody's over here. Surprisingly, there's no Baldur's Gate invasion plans or the Sword Coast or whatever. That must be a bug in the game. No, it's not, but geez, I'm surprised how often it shows up. Here's another flavor note. I'll let you read it if you wish. I did just actually talk to Karlach. I'm not expecting any sort of decency from a den of vampires, okay? But you would think that with activities such as this, they'd be easy to spot. Now, maybe this is, you'd say that, oh, they're just doing it now because they're celebrating the ritual or preparing for the ritual. Okay. What's the plan for after the fact? Underneath this opulent chest is a hatch. So, for whatever reason, I can't seem to walk there. Counting house key. Excellent. This area down here is kind of interesting. We'll just let Astarion do it. There's nothing really that he can't handle down here. There's no dialogue either. Pressing both of these plates will open this door. It will close again once we trigger these things. We can also just lockpick it, but I'll show you how to solve this.
Be careful. There are traps about.
Let's go and disarm everything.
A trap. Someone.
All right, this is a weird missed opportunity. In the Act 1, it was obvious that those eagle statues underneath Emerald Grove can shoot fireballs down at you. Why have a gargoyle head trap below an actual gargoyle? It seems a bit redundant. Just make this be the trap. Gas and fireballs. And weigh down all of these. And open up this. Also resulting in this closing, but that's okay. We'll get that back opened up in a second.
Quick step.
Here's another gargoyle head we can disarm, but since we're already towards the end, we'll hop right on over. Perception failed. But let's keep going. We're done here. Let's take a look at this note while we run. I don't know who this person is supposed to be, but I'll let you pause if you'd like to read it. I guess Astarion didn't keep running after I started that. I bet I could leave here and it would take Astarion with us, actually. Let's try. Yeah. That takes care of everything in this ballroom. There's only one exit out. Other than that, there's no according exit on this side. This is an elevator to a lower floor.
This way.
I don't know if this is anything special. It says skull on a marble stand. I don't think it is anything special. It doesn't have an orange highlight around it when you pick it up, so we'll just leave it here for now. Probably isn't. It's just the first time I've ever seen anything like it in this game. This is a notebook by Chamberlain Dufay to plan Cazador's gatherings in the mansion ballroom. Master has ordered a special party, a final feast, he said. This will be my ultimate test, but I'm prepared, and I'm sure the guests, both invited and involuntary, will be thrilled to participate.
Best be on my way.
We shall see his true form.
As we enter the next area, we'll still have a chance to get dialogue from our characters about entering this vampire's den.
You stand on a clean metal platform, a beautiful but antiquated elevator. There are some scuffs to show its age, signs of things dragged onto it over the years, but it seems to be in good working order.
What in the hells? I never knew this was here. This was always Cazador's private quarters. Only he ever came in here. Well, him and the unfortunate souls we brought to feed him.
I don't know about that. We just literally found Chamberlain Dufay's note, but okay. Let's descend into the depths of the palace.